Today we're going to be talking about the imallexx situation. There seems to be a lot of people coming forward talking about some things that he has been doing behind the scenes. There's been a Google document released with over 80 pages of text messages of Alex saying some really bad things towards his ex-girlfriend, as well as some videos of him getting visibly angry and saying some really cruel things that he wants to do towards his ex-girlfriend, as well as other past relationships that he's been in that people have been coming forward giving their side of their story. Now, if you don't know who imallexx is, he's a YouTuber who had 2 million subscribers, and he actually has multiple YouTube channels that seem to be doing pretty well. But since this Google Doc has been released and all these people coming forward, he's been losing a lot of subscribers. But a TikTok user is alleging that he's buying YouTube subscribers, so he's not taking that big of a hit. Now, before this, Alex has been through some controversies, such as the Slazo controversy. Slazo was accused of some things, and Alex jumped the gun, condemning him, claiming that all of these things were true, that he actually did do these bad things. And from what I understand, Alex was just using this as an opportunity to make content and some quick money, throwing his own friend under the bus, allegedly. But later on, Slazo released evidence proving his innocence. After that, Alex faced backlash with people saying that he was contributing to a smear campaign. And Alex didn't come out with any apology video or anything. He just ignored it and hoped that people forgot about it. And it seems like he's been criticized for being overly harsh and unfair to YouTubers that he makes videos on. Now, just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here, let me show you this video. Now, trigger warning, this can upset people that have been in abuse relationships, so please skip forward if you do not want to see this video.
I don't know what to call what you did. It was weird. It's always weird. You always take the fucking weird route. Just do the normal route, which is just do the normal route, but a normal girlfriend.
Yeah, acting like this is all just me, and that's something you really need to fucking fix.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you fucked this, royally fucked this.
It seems like he didn't take criticism too well there, and of course this is only one side of the story, but that doesn't excuse what he just said there and how he reacted to this situation. Especially as a public figure, that's not how you want to be acting towards people. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and say hello to Randall, my cat, in the comments down below. Randall loves it when you say hello. Now, all this began when his ex-girlfriend Alice posted a statement on Twitter, or X, or whatever we're calling it now. She says, "Here is my statement on the situation I've been scared to speak out on. It's best it was made public how horrible this person with a platform is. I'd hate to see other women go through this. Please read the statement before continuing." And then she links to Google Drive. Here's the Google Drive where she gets multiple videos of him saying some pretty cruel things to her, as well as a statement with over 80 pages of text messages. And for someone like imallexx, who has been so paranoid about being exposed about things, you would think that he would not be like this behind the scenes.
And you think you can just ignore them because, like, well, what's the worst that can happen? I don't know. Your boyfriend's a fucking famous internet celebrity and doesn't trust these people because he has to keep his circle small. Because you might not have anything to fucking lose, because your life might be down the fucking drain, but I still have quite a lot that I would like to fucking give. You're making it incredibly fucking hard for me. Just like Lewis did.
Yeah.
I fucking hate all of you. You guys are fucking like I can't make any videos of Paul Breach.
Him claiming that he's a famous YouTuber is such an ego trip to me because he has a lot of subscribers, but he's not PewDiePie or Markiplier. When I'm thinking of someone famous, I'm thinking of someone that goes to the grocery store and it's difficult for them to get their groceries because people keep stopping them, asking for their autographs or pictures. And I'm no doctor here and I'm not diagnosing this guy, but it sounds a lot like narcissism to me. Now, I don't know if she's doing something to instigate these to happen, but still, that, like I said, it's not really an excuse to talk to someone like that. And if she was doing something to instigate this, that's when Alex would need to do the opposite of what he is doing and walk away from the situation. Relationships like this are not good for anybody, and I know that when you're in it, it's hard to know to get out. It's hard to see these things, but you have to look for these signs and be aware and hopefully see them, and when you do see them, get out. But I do know there's other issues that go into this, such as like self-esteem, trauma, and it's just a big bag of emotions there. And and makes it very difficult for both parties to leave. And that's when you get some really bad situations when one person probably shouldn't be with this other person that's being really abusive throughout the relationship. And obviously it's not okay to talk to anybody the way he's talking to her. It's never okay. Please don't ever do that. And here's a video of him sending her an excessive amount of text messages over a period of days, even months. This goes all the way from May into March. And he's basically begging her throughout the whole thing to please get back in touch with him and try to figure this out.
I think I may have said like 100 times to the point where it's actually really hard to follow what I'm saying because it's so flexible. I've gone, you could do this, but you might be able to do that, but you might be able to do that, and you might be able to do this, and this might work, but you might be able to do that. And it sounds fucking mental. I don't even understand how you could possibly actually follow along to it. Like most of my friends struggle to actually understand what I'm saying. But that's why I'm a professional and you're all not.
Well, it's obvious he loves to stroke his own ego and talk up his work and everything he does, you know, with him being a professional and all, and then just belittling other people, making it seem like, oh, they don't understand what I'm talking about. When it's like, if you would communicate in a way to where they could understand, then maybe they would understand. And if it's most of your friends that don't understand what you're saying, then maybe the issue is you, right? Maybe it's your communication style, the way you're communicating to people. And then there's the video in the Google Doc titled "Following Me After He Kicked Me and I'm Packing My Things." Now this is alleged, but you can hear what it sounds like her to be packing. And in this almost 6-minute video, you can hear him say the N-word and what seems like him blaming her for never taking responsibility and not caring enough about the troubles that he's going through. His YouTube, apparently they were holding his revenue, and he seemed to be very stressed out about it. And even if all that is going on in this relationship, that's still no excuse for abuse.
All day, it's like, and then you look like a fucking miserable fucking little cunt all the time. Like your face is annoying to look at. Like when I come downstairs, like I'm actually fed up of looking at you.
Like, that's disgusting to sit there and just destroy somebody like that, to berate them, to verbally abuse them. To me, he has to enjoy it somewhat. Otherwise, what is he doing in this relationship? Why does he keep doing it over and over? He's definitely going through some mental issues.
Which is why I sleep downstairs, because I don't want to have to go upstairs and, oh, you're taking all the covers. It's like, woman just like ask me to buy another one or stop complaining. Like nothing, the thing is, it annoys me, nothing needs to be an argument because everything is fixable. Buy a new duvet, I sleep downstairs. But no, you've always got to act like none of this stuff, because you don't actually try and fix any of your problems.
And the pattern with him seems to be that he's always blaming her for everything. I don't know the context though. I don't know if she's like actually doing bad things or doing things that is causing for him to react this way, but still that doesn't make it okay, right?
It's infuriating at this point. Like earlier, you're miserable about something. All you have to do is say what it is and it's fixed. It's fine. You don't have to like, you don't clean up after yourself. Neither do you. So, don't even. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I didn't go around you don't clean up after. Why?
So there you can hear him clearly saying the N-word, which I don't know why he used it or if it's just part of his vocabulary behind the doors. I'm not sure what's going on there.
You can call people, you can get a sword, you can take them out if you want to. But no, because Alice doesn't actually do anything. I'm trying to fucking right now, I'm spending pretty much every single day trying to figure out where fucking 75,000 fucking pounds has gone and whether I'm ever going to get it. And then any of my future YouTube revenue, because the company is holding my channel fucking hostage. So yeah, sorry I forget about to fucking clean the side sometimes. I got bigger fish to fry, and I still have to post. You upload one half-assed video every 3 weeks.
And there he is again telling her that she just doesn't understand what he goes through. She doesn't understand all the hard work that he puts in because she just doesn't do enough. And Clearly, he's just tooting his own horn there, and he's just full of himself. Alex must have been doing this for some time in order for her to have all these recordings and text messages that she has put into this Google Doc. I'm sure there's just so much more going on here that we don't even know about. And he continues to say some really disgusting things. For example, in this next video I'm about to show you, he calls her a dog.
Thing about you, and this is the thing, and this is why I can go round and round in circles. I join call. And when I'm getting, you're talking to me, going, this is the thing. Even though now, when it's too fucking late, you admit that you did everything fucking wrong. But when it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good fucking dog, you don't fucking do it. You fight for some reason. I don't know why you fight, because you're losing, because you end up admitting that you fucked it all up anyway. So it's just fucking weird. And I know that you're going to end up admitting that you fucked it all up.
In my opinion, to me, it looks like he enjoys acting like this. He enjoys having the power over her, enjoying being able to talk to her like this, because why is he even in this relationship in the first place? And then he sent her a wall of text that went on for months trying to get her back, as well as 20 minutes of audio clips of Alex crying and saying that he was sorry and his behavior wasn't acceptable.
Sorry, my phone cut off. It wasn't acceptable behavior, like in any way, shape or form. It was insane. Like, I guess I've just been stuck in that cycle for so long that I felt like I could do no wrong. I felt like I was the fucking, oh, look at me, I do all this fucking work and I do everything and I try and do this and, just nobody's appreciative and, I know you appreciated it and I know that you appreciated the effort that I used to put in. And then I just stopped because I had you. And you're my girlfriend and we live together, and the more further we got through our relationship, the less effort I put in.
So this is your typical please come back baby, I've changed audio clips. And I'm glad that Alice walked away from this.
The only time I ever cried is when I apologised to you, and that was because I realised kind of how much I'd fucked stuff up. And seeing you hurt is just the worst. I don't want that. I don't want to see you hurting.
Well, yeah, that's typically what happens when you get broken up with. You end up crying and regretting every decision you ever made because you realize that you f***ed up. But from the sounds of it, it really sounds like Alex needs to get help. He needs to seek therapy and figure out his problems. Now we got to look at the text messages. These 82 pages of text messages do not paint him in a pretty light. Now, before we get into the text messages here, there is a trigger warning, so please keep that in mind. She starts this out by saying, "This is a sensitive subject for me as I have struggled to figure out how to put into words. I have been threatened by Alex to not come out with anything at all and keep quiet, or he will create a contradicting story to discredit my own, but I'm not scared anymore. No matter what is said in response to the statement, I know I've said my piece and can move on with my life. I made this document as a compilation of my experiences whilst with Alex and have put screenshots of these accounts under the corresponding paragraphs. This will be a long one as I want to start from the beginning so you can understand the full story and heavy burden this has been on me. Alex felt that because I am home all day and work from home, that I would be able to call 24/7 and completely shut out any other social interactions I have with my friends. To avoid that, I invited him into my groups and stopped working as much. These small arguments worsened to the point to where he would turn on his camera and start shouting at me on call. He's gone as far as to tell me to self-harm at this point after I told him about my prior history. This would be accompanied with multiple horrible messages calling me a and slimy. He would also tell me I caused arguments as an excuse for me to leave him, saying, I don't know how I ended up with someone like you. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these text messages, but we are going to look at the ones that I thought stood out. Here's one where he allegedly calls her the R word and says, cry, I don't care. Here's another where he just continues to insult her, calling her an idiot, calling her the R word and effing stupid. And then he kind of goes off on her saying, bye, F you, weird effing idiot, you win, F you, F you, F you, F you. And he's constantly telling her to F off, please F off permanently. Oh my God, shut the F up. Literally F off, you annoying C. After screaming at me on calls and disregarding everything I have ever said, he would explain how it's always my fault and that I should apologize, that I should fix it and fight for him after he has made it worse by completely dehumanizing and degrading me. I would get breakup threats because I interacted with my followers' tweets, which I would then apologize for after he made it very clear he was upset but demands more from me. This would be followed by him continuing to call me a B and threatening, I'm going to refollow everyone I unfollowed for you if you're going to be like that. Which, by the way, I found later on he was still interacting with many people he had old relations with, and found him stalking his ex with her old nudes on his phone. Well, if that is true, that's a big yikes. My man's trying to have his cake and eat it too, having everything his way. This ain't McDonald's or Burger King or whatever that saying is. You just can't be treating people like that. And what's crazy is he had to think that this was okay and he was going to get away with it. Like, how could he not think that talking to her like this wasn't going to be exposed? Like, hello? Like, what do you do? You're a YouTuber. You're paranoid about people exposing you. You have your circle small and you're sitting here doing this. Like, think. He says, I'm done with your stupid A. And then she says, I'm going to link all the horrible messages that have been sent to me. They consist of him calling me unlovable, psycho, consistently calls me sick, telling me he doesn't want to be with me, breaks up with me, takes it back. Then after all these arguments, he apologizes and love bombs me for forgiveness. Sounds like a really bad person, somebody that just wants to manipulate somebody and treat them horribly. For context, in regards to me, I have depression, and he made it severely worse when he would insult me and make me feel like he doesn't care or love me. I found it hard to stay happy every day dating someone who said these things so easily to me, feeling no remorse or guilt. He just flew past the days like nothing ever happened. This was immensely draining on my side. I don't know if this is just a me thing. So I've been scared to talk out about this because I'm worried I won't be easily understood. People will question why I even stayed, and believe me, I wish I could turn back time, but I believed his lies when he apologized to me, and I really tried to believe he would stop going so far if I asked him to. I thought I was good enough for him to stop calling me a or tell me to die or threaten to leave in every argument. Yeah, when you're in such a vulnerable situation, especially when you're depressed, it can be difficult to see things. And then when somebody comes back at you with love bombs, you want them to change and you think they're going to change. And they have these false promises saying, I'm changing, I'm different now, I know what I did was wrong, I apologize. And it's just not true. And it's a trap that we all can fall into because we want to see the good in people. We want them to change and grow from things that they're doing. And we can see what the relationship could be like if they would just not do these really bad things. But unfortunately, most of the time, it's just a bunch of empty promises. Here you can be seen saying she has a crappy attitude for being crappy. She says, you're being so mean for what? You have me like 2 seconds because you're a silly C. He says, you're dumb as F. I don't like you. I hate you. Gaslighting her, saying she's crazy. You're stressing me out. And then she says, when I say I changed, this was because Alex had a very big issue with me when I sounded sad. If I woke up upset after I explained to him that I'm depressed, I had to calmly approach him and watch my tone when I couldn't even get out of bed. I ended up hanging up if he reacts badly and screams at me because I'm fed up with the abusive screaming and I'm tired. Understandably, you shouldn't be dealing with that in the first place. Better to be with someone that understands where you're coming from, because depression is not a good place to be, and you don't need somebody that's just going to make it worse for you. Here you can be seen saying F you, F off, weird girl, you're an effing moron, mate, F off. Here in this conversation, she says, you just see me as an enemy. He says, let's leave it there. I'm not a C. I don't know you. We barely know each other. Goodbye. What the F happened to you? Have you got a mirror? Thumbs up. All I said was I'm upset. Here you can be seen calling her a stupid woman. I don't want you. Maybe you should have shut your effing mouth. Here he says F off. I said thanks. Suck yourself. You're a difficult little B. She says you're a C. Maybe you should have shut your effing mouth. Thanks for apologizing. No, I'm good. I didn't mean it. And then he's just saying I want to break up. We're over. And it's just this constant back and forth of I love you, I hate you, calling her names, degrading her. It's not good. It's not healthy for anybody. She says it got to points in arguments he would poke until I gave her a reaction, calling me names, until I finally snapped snapped. Whenever I would react, I would be threatened with a breakup. She says, I changed myself by suppressing my emotions and that I was not upset over previous arguments because he would get angry and tell me to get over it. He would tell me, I said sorry so you would shut up. These were one-sided narcissistic arguments telling me my feelings mean nothing and that they are based on wank. But when he is upset, I get spammed in my messages and 100 insults until I say sorry, no matter who was at fault. He would tell me he can change my life forever, that I need him and I am nothing without him and what he does for me. He took out anger from his friends on me, telling me I can do everything I want alone without any of you. So here's those messages saying I could change your life forever. You couldn't do that for me. I could do everything I want alone without any of you. And frankly, because you haven't done what I do, it was so easy to sit there like everyone else and cry and it being mean. When you're a jobless freak, imagine trying to teach ours like you and my mates how to do this. She says, I have a job. It's effing annoying. You don't. I'm contracted. I have a job. No, you don't, man. So he's riding on this high horse thinking that he and what he does is just so much better than everything else and what everybody does. And no one can understand how to do it because it's so difficult and so hard. And she doesn't have a job because she's not doing what he's doing. That's so crazy. That's bad. She says work-related arguments would be weekly, nearly daily if I showed signs of me being sad over something he said to me. You should be effing grateful that as someone with this expertise I actually have tried to talk to you about something like that. This was him talking about whether I wanted to stream or make YouTube videos. If the conversation didn't go his way or I said I didn't want to do a certain thing, he would blow up and get upset because I wouldn't do it his way, then continue to belittle me. I would always tell him I'm not with him for work talk. I don't care how much you can help me if all of this will do is cause arguments. I don't care how successful I can be. He pushed it on me to take his knowledge and make videos with him. All I want is my boyfriend. I only ever wanted something personal and genuine and I never got that. Here he can be seen saying, so KYS please, and that she is a crappy girlfriend. Genuinely bad at it. Jesus. Emotional level of an effing brick. Just say yes, you dumb. She says, you're a bad BF calling me a B and insulting me every time you get slightly upset. And he's calling her a C word again, a dumb B, blocking you. It's like I'm talking to a brick. Maybe don't be a dumb. And then here he is saying the N word. He says N word. That's just the truth. Telling her to kill herself. I just told you how to make 6 figures, so F off, it's annoying. He told me, you're like everyone else, stupid effing idiots who think they know better than the only man who has successfully done it all. The only man that has successfully done it all. Jesus, this guy's ego is like, it's so disgusting and just bursting out. I said I wanted to stream on Twitch and he gave me a reason why it wouldn't work and reasons not to. I got sad because I was planning so much, set up my channel, went to him all happy about doing my own thing, and he devalued it and called me small brained. Alex would tell me he meant it when he said those horrible things to me, but would tell me he didn't mean it after he calmed down. He told me to shut up, kill yourself, after I told him it was a dream of mine to expand into other platforms. He has called me the N-word after I've said sorry about this situation. I said sorry for telling him my goals and dreams, and he belittled them, all trying to take control of what I wanted to do. When I got sad, he got angry. You could have listened to a master plan for free, he said. He would tell me to die constantly, told me that he didn't want me and he could easily replace me. At this point in time, I have broken down to his level. I ended up calling him what he is, and I lose all sense of reality because how can this be real? This can't be real. He can't mean any of this and still love bomb and stay with me, right? At this point, I'm also scared of starting any argument, so I say sorry exclusively. After telling me he isn't mad anymore, he ends up telling me we are over and starting over again. Again, another argument about content creation. He goes, it's easy to sit there like everyone else and cry about it when you're a jobless freak. Imagine trying to teach our words like you and my mates how to do this. I would reply explaining how he was rude and that I got offended. He goes off on to say the N-word. That's the truth, and K yourself. I just told you how to make 6 figures, so F off. I told him how I don't think I am good enough to do it, and he would just insult me more. And so I think you get the point. There's a lot more pages there. If you want to check out the whole Google Doc and read through all that yourself, it will be in my description down below. But it just goes on and it continues to be the same patterns of him saying the same things, just getting worse. And it's disgusting, and nobody should talk to anybody like that. It sucks that this has happened. It sucks that he has done this, especially as a public figure, somebody on YouTube. It always sucks when we see things like this, and you just can't be doing something like that. That's not good, especially for someone that's a public figure or anybody in general. And I could easily see in this escalating to something much, much worse. Now, of course, all of this is alleged, and these are allegations that need to be proven in court in order for someone to actually be guilty of these things. But this is what we are being presented with, and we're discussing it. Now, will Alex come out with his own video to counter these things and maybe disprove some of this stuff? Maybe he'll come out with his side of the story. I doubt it, considering his past where he has never addressed anything that he has done wrong. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now, Alex wasn't the only person to come forward and talk about this. There was also an ex-partner of Alex that came forward and released some stuff on Twitter as well. The tweet says another ex-partner of imallexx, Jess, has come forward with their story about Alex. They posted originally in 2020 about it, but didn't name Alex until now. They speak about how cruel Alex's behavior was and how their mental health suffered greatly. They also posted a message from Alex where he states, "I'm going to kick their head in." And here's the alleged text where he says, "Yo, where's Jess? I'm very angry at the bar. I'm going to kick her head in. Now I'm locked out. I might kill her. Might actually kill her." If that is true, oh my God. This guy talks about killing people more than anybody I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, that's not a good habit to have. You talk about it enough, you're going to bring that crap into existence. And then one of Alex's roommates came forward and had this to say. "In light of the recent statement and videos coming out about Alex and having previously lived with him, I know a lot of people have been asking for my opinion on things. This isn't and would never be behavior that I would condone on any level. A year ago, I decided I wanted to move out, stop making videos and associating with him. I had heard things he said about myself and others making videos with him at the time in a similar narcissistic manner shown in Alice's screenshots. I had spoken to Alice prior to her statement about his behavior and things that I've heard him say to her, but I had no idea of the severity or relentlessness of what was happening. It's truly gross and disgusting behavior. I just wanted my standpoint to be known so the focus could stay on the person who was brave enough to tell her story." And this comes from somebody named George Clarkey. Now, knowing all that and then going back and watching a video with Alex and him and his ex-girlfriend and some of the things he says where he's joking, it's funny how when people say some things like that on camera, they're not actually joking.
Be happy with that?
Honestly, anything looks good on me.
They're gonna hate you for saying that. Tell them you're joking. Oh my God, you're the worst. You're the fucking worst. You're the worst person on the planet. I should be bullying you. I do bully you instead of these people. Alright, you can go now. You've served your purpose. What?
There's always some little detail within the lines when these people get exposed and you go back and look at their videos and it's just like, you were doing that? And then there was also one more person that came out talking about their past experience with Alex, having very similar experiences with him. The Twitter user posted a statement here saying, "My experience with imallexx." And she says that she dated him from June 2017 till March 2018. It was the most toxic relationship I've ever been in, and I was lucky to get out of it when I did. She says if we ever had disagreements, he would also sometimes allude to possibly himself over minor conflicts as a threat. So I couldn't continue with the conversation. It was nearly impossible to give him any kind of criticism because it was like adding to the pile of minor issues that had already blown far out of proportion in his head. Another thing he did was spin his own narrative and twist words. He didn't just do this in the relationship, but he did it in his work and with his friends. It was the main reason why people stopped talking to him, because we started to realize when there was even the smallest amount of drama and he heard about it, he would make sure to involve himself, even if the subject had absolutely nothing to do with him, and he would just make everything so much worse. For example, the Slazo situation. Though it was never said in the original statements by Shay, he somehow came to the conclusion that it was, and everyone else got the blame for saying his words. Somehow the situation went from being guilty of being a bad boyfriend to all of a sudden this was the final nail in the coffin, and I cut off contact with him after that. And then allegedly, this video was released as a response to me breaking up with him. He uploaded this video after I stopped talking to him as a way of trying to guilt me into replying to him. He did to me what he has done in his relationship with Alex, where he would fly off the handle and get mad, then act all apologetic and sad to try to get me to feel sorry for him and forgive everything he said and done.
And I've been complaining so consistently. I think the worst part is that about 2 months ago, I for the first time in a year, I felt like I was truly happy. And that I had it all working out, and that I had it all sorted. And then I come back here, and within the first week, everything has just been... It's like a train just running through me. Just like...
So you get the point. That was him trying to make her feel guilty and have her respond to him like he's been doing throughout everything that we've seen in all the videos and audio clips. And she goes on to say the only time he ever laid a finger on me was when he grabbed me as I was trying to run away from conflict. We were trying to record a YouTube video together and he was getting frustrated at having to restart and record multiple times. He started shouting and beating his fist on the table, even going as far as to break his microphone. I was scared, so I got up to leave the room, which is when he grabbed my arm to physically stop me. I remember saying, "You grabbed my arm," several times in shock, as if to say, who the F would ever grab someone's arm like that? Now, that's some pretty serious allegations, but there's a lot of allegations floating around right now, and I'm curious what you think about this whole situation, so please let me know in the comments down below. And I hope I informed you in some way in this video. Thank you for watching, and thank you Patreons for all the support. I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all in the next video.